It's the side-by-side racing. It's the roar of the engines, rooting for your favorite driver. I mean, that's why 75 million people watch racing here in the United States. That's why these stands get filled with people on a Saturday night. It's like nothing else in the world. Really, the racing lasts all day long. The cars get here and they unload and they get ready and they come out and start practicing. They'll take a couple of pace laps and then it gets real exciting. The green flag comes out and they're off, and they'll be racing 2, 3, sometimes 4 side by side. You know, it's really about passion. It just seems to get in their blood. It's an adrenaline rush. Well, there's so many memories of racing. I grew up, watching races, and I remembered vividly on a Sunday morning after church, someone came up to my dad and I and asked me, "So, little boy, what do you want to be when you grow up?" And I said, "I want to be a race car driver." And the man looked kind of displeasingly at my dad, and my dad just threw his shoulders back and told the guy, "I can't imagine a place that needs the love of God more than a racetrack, can you?" As a chaplain, my primary role is what Motor Racing Outreach calls intentional hanging out. We want to build relationships with people. These people, as I said, are extremely committed, they're passionate, and they have to see that kind of a commitment from a chaplain. We're looking for opportunities to start conversations and build relationships so we might have the opportunity to be there when they need something. They need counseling, certainly if there's trauma problems, someone goes to the hospital or a car breaks, we want to be there. And just really to bring the love of the Lord to them. They'll grab your hand and they'll hold on to it. Even guys that, they're not church-going people, but they want somebody there that's got that connection with God that'll pray for them.
When I see Bob, I feel like I have a higher power, somebody with some pull, also praying for my son, which it makes me feel so much better.
I first met the Love Rock family here at Irwindale Speedway, and it was just, like always, it was just starting up a conversation.
Brandon grew up at a racetrack with his father. So we traveled from when he was born in an infancy, we traveled from track to track to track. So he watched his dad race. They're so addicted to the speed and the adrenaline, and it's just a strong addiction that they get when they start racing. I really enjoy watching the races. But once Brandon gets in a car and they announce his name and he starts to take that first parade lap, I hide behind a utility box, I pray a lot, a lot. And then I know Bob prays for him.
It really takes certainly commitment. You've got to be there all the time. You have to be there at every race.
I don't think all of us even saw everything that happened when it did happen. You knew he had crashed and crashed hard, but it happened so fast that you didn't realize how serious it was until he popped back out of that wall and got hit by a couple more cars, and you just had no idea. But I've never heard the crowd go so quiet.
I do remember talking to Brandon after the wreck. It was probably an hour or so later, and a lot of the tension had kind of gone out of the air. And he was talking to someone else right next to me, and he said the reason he jumped out of the car so fast is he knew it had happened right in front of you.
No.
And he did it for you. He just said, I had to get going and get out of the car so my mom knew I was okay.
It's a relationship that you formed with our family and many other families out at Irwindale, but there are many other families that you could affect and bring them in even closer,
And I mean, Jesus constantly traveled and went where the people were and met them under their circumstances, not just expecting them to come to him. It's very important that we go out into the community, out into the subcultures, and find out how we can reach them with the love of the Lord. Auto racing is a team sport. The driver, the best driver in the world, can't do it on his own. He has got to have sponsors, he's got to have people to come alongside and help him so he can do what he does. And the chaplain ministry is just the same. I have got to have people on my team that will help me, support me, so that I can go out and do what I do and be effective in reaching the racing community. So that's what I'm asking. I'm asking people to say, hey, I want to talk more to Bob about how I can be a member of his team, helping him get out there to the speedways to bring the love of the Lord, the message of the gospel to the motorsports communities.